Happiness to me is making a difference for others.
Smiling for no reason.
Chocolate laughter.
Friends?
I'm Bijal Coulson and I'm from St. Albans in United Kingdom.
What does happiness look like for you right now in your life? Where are you on your own happiness journey?
Happiness for me, and this is the story is centered around this, is nature. Happiness for me is the simplicity and the beauty of nature. And writing for the Happiness book has brought me a connection even deeper to nature than I've ever had. So it's amazing. I love it when I'm writing. I just feel in my element.
So go back before tell us a little bit, take us back in your journey prior to a time when things weren't maybe so happy for you, and share a little bit about what that looked like.
When there's been challenging times before, I guess it's been made even more challenging, and now I've learned so much and I've learned tools, and I know that actually what's going to help me is actually by finding my joy despite whatever's going on. So I think there's been a lot of lessons.
Was there a time in your life, something really specific for you, when you felt like you were yearning for or looking for happiness and it just was elusive?
I've been in a career for about 7-8 years doing what I loved. I was teaching in London, I was teaching fashion marketing. It was all great, but there was something deep inside. I knew there was a yearning of something deep inside that was calling me to go inwards. And even though I was doing what I loved, I understood that there needed to be balance in life, and I didn't have that balance. And I took a big step where I quit everything and I decided to go around the world at the age of 30. And I must say that was one of the best decisions I ever made in my life. So first, it was a little stint in Brazil. I was actually working in Brazil for a week and then traveling, and then I came back to England and then went to Australia and New Zealand, where I spent quite a long time, many months traveling, living in Australia for a little while and then traveling around New Zealand. So it was amazing because I traveled on my own for majority of it, and I learned so much about myself and life.
And would you say you were happy then, or were you like in search of happiness? Was it a quest that you were on?
Yes, it was a quest, because it was nature that showed me the way, that guided me.
Tell me the first time you sort of had this awakening to nature. I read the book, The Celestine Prophecy, and one of the enlightenments is, really noticing nature. And do you remember a time when you were just really awakened to that?
Yeah, so it's actually in the book. And I'm horse riding in New Zealand in a beautiful town called Glenorchy in Queenstown. And it's just like an awakening of really feeling of deep inner peace within myself, really being connected to the present moment, time just standing still, and just feeling that beauty around me and realizing it's always been there. I just haven't had my eyes wide open. So it was just really quite a special moment. And I've never forgotten that. It stayed with me, and it's in the book. And it stayed with me so much that I've created a sanctuary in my mind, that when I have challenging times, I'm back in New Zealand horse riding. So I'm very, very fortunate. I live in a park. It's a grade 2 listed historical park and garden. It's amazing. It's about 80 acres. And it is just so beautiful. And this time of where we've not been, it's kind of an inner journey, because the outer world has literally stopped in so many ways. And it's been a great adventure, really connecting to where I live deeply. And I feel ever so fortunate to live here, and it's become my daily norm to go on a bike ride, let's say for 5K every day, and just noticing nature like I've never noticed it before. It's like fresh new eyes, and it's like a wonderland every time I step out my front door. So I've just come back actually from being out on a bike ride with my husband and daughter, and it's just been amazing to connect with each other as well, doing something like that together.
And so tell me the little bit of the neat sort of serendipitous thing that unfolded for you and the letter that you had written to yourself before.
So a couple of years ago, I attended a workshop in London with Elizabeth Gilbert, who's well known for writing Eat, Pray, Love. And this workshop was focused on a book she'd written called Big Magic. And it was quite an amazing day. And we wrote letters to ourselves from various parts of us, our feelings or emotions, like our fear and our divinity. And one of the letters we wrote to ourselves was from our enchantment. And I happened to be going through one of my my journals, and I found my letters. And it was really interesting, because if I had ever doubted what I should write about in this story, which I did a few times, thinking, my story, you know, what I'm sharing, how is that going to benefit somebody or anybody or the world? And when I saw what I've written, I thought, okay, it's going to benefit me first of all, because everything I've written in this letter is exactly what I'm writing about. So it's not really an accident, and it's been waiting for me. And so it was almost permission to kind of be on this journey, on this adventure. So yes, it's really amazing that, you know, reading that letter, and I'm including it into the story in the book as well. So
Wonderful.
It feels very
I think
special.
It's a great story. I think it shows us that, you know, nothing is a coincidence, and that we are on this masterful journey with the chess pieces all moving around, and the intricate pieces, and the many, many, many steps that we have to take to get us to this exact moment. It's no coincidence that you did that then, and that led you to this, which led you to that, which led you to something else, which led you to right now. And that's the magic that we all really need to get excited about, because nothing just happens randomly. It's all this master orchestration that we have created in our reality.
If I was going to ignite the world with happiness, it's all about raising the vibration. It's all about elevated emotions and joy, happiness, just all the playfulness, all love, all the elements that are really elevated emotions. They raise our vibration. And so for me, the more people that can be happy, find joy within themselves, of course we have ups and downs, but the more people that can understand how that we can actually raise our happiness. We have certain levels of happiness, but we can actually change that. And the more people that are able to find their joy, that is just going to raise the consciousness of the planet.